Hey guys, very excited that I've arrived at Beijing after taking the high-speed rail for the first time ever. Well, I want to clarify that actually it's my first time taking high-speed rail in China. I've ever taken high-speed rails in other countries before. Today's itinerary in Beijing, very exciting. First one, because I'm going to have a lunch with my overseas colleague. And later I'll be bringing you to see the Tiananmen and also 頤和園.
所以双休人工资要高一些，而不是说你以为双休。我在这边都看见你了，你看见你了，在第一个车厢里边。
哇，还懂
你到得太晚了。
谢谢。Okay, so this is my colleague from China, Rampeng. So today that we will be meeting each other. So we will be going to eat duck. 我们去吃鸭，当做午餐。Alright, so actually you can see the Beijing streets right in front of me. Today being a weekday, lunchtime. It's a working day. You can see a construction site over there. Yep, not too many vehicles. This restaurant is where we're going for lunch. So it's actually located in the building. Then we need to go down to this one.
这个环境不一样啊。这个更好。
Finally, we come to a correct restaurant. The atmosphere looks a bit more like a Chinese restaurant. Definitely a Beijing duck. Loving the atmosphere over here. Wow.
这个也行，这个也行，那个也行。
这边中间吧。
中间这个哈。
好吧。
这样子。
好吧。他这里讲了鱼头越大越好吃。So first of all, they actually give us the appetizer, which is the cherry tomatoes. In Chinese, we call tian cai, and usually the water that they serve us is not cold water. I should say, even if it's plain water, it's hot water. It's pretty much a habit or a culture in the Chinese restaurants. So, yeah, cheers. Cheers, 干杯. Well, this is actually one of the specialties. For example, the fish head. I think served with the abalone or the sea cucumber. Okay, guys. So this is actually the salad from the China. So basically, you can see that they are the like vegetables, tomatoes. They are those very colorful vegetables and very suitable for appetizer. So, guys, let's start in. Hey, guys. This is the main course, the Beijing duck. That's one of the specialties of Beijing. So right now, the chef is going to cut. So you can see that the skin is very crisp on the outside, and the meat is very tender in the inside. I believe that when I eat the Beijing duck, there's some crunchy taste of the skin. So pretty much excited. So basically, you can see the chef behind that he's cutting the meat slices very thin. So basically, very excited to try out the dish. And I hope it comes with something, maybe even better. I mean, if it comes with cucumber or maybe a wrap, I'm not sure if there's any. But maybe eating on its own is very, very tantalizing. Wow. Guys, look at this sumptuous spread of lunch, especially with a specialty Beijing duck. And I believe that just now they serve also the wrap. So So yeah, excited to eat the main dish. How do we eat the Beijing duck? So basically when it's cut into slices or pieces over here. So maybe the first one you want to take a wrap over here. Then maybe you want to add the skin on top first. Then you see that there are those condiments in front. And maybe you want to dip the skin into some sauce first. Then later you add for example, the cucumber, onion, and maybe take a little bit of garlic. And then afterwards usually it's followed by a piece of meat. So this ends up what it is. Then later I'll just wrap up and eat la popia. So actually, talking about the beer, that is actually pretty customary for those customers to drink beer to pair with the meat, right? So I believe that there is actually a Chinese saying that I think, what's that trying to say? That 酒肉不离, something like this, right? Yeah, but actually for me, because I have other itineraries to tour around Beijing, so I can't afford to be drunk, walk around like a drunken man. But you can see that all the dishes are eaten like very, very cleanly. And yeah, really memorable meeting up with my China colleague over here for lunch. Yeah, and I hope that you enjoy the extended lunch and also the Beijing duck, which I think you also didn't eat that often. Yeah, so yeah, this is a very, very memorable meetup over here. While in Singapore, we are having a national holiday, Hari Raya Puasa, and in China is normal working day, but they have something to look forward to. 清明 Festival， 特别感谢这位中国的同事来请我吃一下午餐，其实也是沟通起来也是有唤起来很多的美丽的回忆。Yeah, so actually thanks for treating me, and I'm very excited to see what is basically a famous attraction, Beijing, and the next stop I want to go is the Tiananmen Square. Definitely you cannot miss when you go to the Beijing, so let's go. So we are right now at the Tiananmen Square. So this is a very, very prestige and sacred location, especially in Beijing. So what is well known about Tiananmen Square, you can also see that there are the two slogans in Chinese, and then in the center of between these two slogans, there is actually a portrait of the former chairman Mao Zedong. So actually translating the left slogan to English is actually called the People's Republic of China Live Long. And the slogan on the right, when translated to English, is called the world's citizens unite together for long years or so. One thing that has been highlighted, basically, that for the Tiananmen Square, that you will actually need to pre-book the admission ticket in advance, and generally the price is actually free. So that means to say when you come today, that you cannot book a ticket for today. I also have to share with you that near the Tiananmen Square, there's also a National Museum of China. And what's noticeable is that here is full of security personnel to make sure that everything is in order, because this is a very, very important place in Beijing, very, very important place in China. So one of the famous attractions in Beijing is actually called the Yhi Yuan. So you can see behind me is actually full of temples. What exactly is this complex? Here say it's very big, so let's find out. So as you can see in the map behind, the vast majority of the summer palace is actually full of lakes, and there's only a very, very little land area. Alright, so let's actually explore what's in the land area before this place closes for the day. Behind me, you can actually see a lot of steps going up, and actually there's an arch which is called Cifu, that means kindness and prosperity. So let's venture inside to see how is it like. Behind me, the Sumeru Assembly Hall. So you can see how complex it is because there are like many buildings. Well, the version that you see behind me is actually reconstructed because in the past that the French and the British forces actually destroyed the original area. So they actually just only reconstructed, and it finished 2021. So this looks very, very stunning, very, very magnificent. No wonder this place also under the World Heritage Site. When you climb up all the way here, you can actually see the very beautiful scenery, and at a very far distance. Very happy that the air quality is very clear. You just need to see how steep the steps are in front of me. And even going down is not easy. This view As you can see behind me, it's so beautiful until some of the guys really go up onto the rocks so as to capture the scenery as best as possible. Guys, finally downhill as we explore more inner side of the park, and actually we are very near to the lakes, but the downslope can actually be very steep. So it's not going down the stairs, but going down a ramp rather, with a few steps. You can see the lakes over there. Well, this is a very spectacular view. Just that it's partially blocked by the trees. Otherwise, very nice scenery on a clear day with very good weather. You can see the various boat rides on the lake in front of me. So I believe that there is some sort of a tour, but I think it's closing right now. If you look at this one pavilion that actually stands out, it's actually called the Hua Zhong You. So you can see that this pavilion is actually constructed at where the slope of the hill is, like overlooking the lake, because you can actually capture very wide panorama of scenery. So that's why it's as though as you go to the pavilion, it looks like you are traveling. So many pictures like while traveling. The unique part about this store right behind me, basically they do sell the Chinese tea set. A notable thing is that they also do sell the ice cream, although one ice cream costs 28 renminbi. These flowers right behind me is very beautiful, and it perfectly fits with the theme of spring. So you can see some of the visitors, they actually dress their costumes, maybe for example like tea power, and going to post photos with the very beautiful flowers. So this flower can be found in different parts of China, especially in the northern part of China. And also, an interesting thing is, it is also found in North Korea. Guys, I'm boarding on the boat of no return. The reason because this is actually the last ferry service. It will go to the other side of the Kunming Lake where we are right now. Kunming Lake is, by the way, is the largest lake in Yue-He-Ren. So when this boat departs, and then it will actually go to near one of the exit gates.
Fishing a vampire.
Guys, as the ship of no return has just set sail, so actually you can see that across the lake that there is some temple, which I think we have just visited. So we're actually going to sail to another corner of the lake, which is actually very near to the exit. So I can say that the scenery is very beautiful, very nice, very fitting for springtime. Guys, so this is the place where the ship of no return has taken us to. You can also see that there is basically a pavilion and then a bridge all the way to the other island. So let's go and explore to see what is it all about. My guess is actually this is a very good place to see sunset, because now it's nearing sunset. Guys, this bridge is very magnificent. And do you know that there are altogether 17 arches? That's why it's called the 17th Arch Bridge. So well, an interesting fact that I want to share with you is actually the longest existing bridge in any of the China royal gardens. And this bridge is actually built during the Qing dynasty and stretches from where we are right now, the East Causeway, all the way to the South Lake Island. Later I'll be traveling there, and I will be showing you what the island is all about. But I also feel that here's a very good place to see the sunset. In my right, the sun is going to set in this direction. The island that I'm right now is called the South Lake Island, or Nanhu Dao. So basically, it comprises of all these, perhaps many temples or few buildings clustered together. This place is also having the Longevity Hill in the background, which looks like a very perfect scenery for those people who want to take photographs, videos, etc. Even though this is an island, yet there is still a lot of uphill and downhill, with the temples, buildings in the background, plus a very colorful sunset happening soon. So guys, I've actually found an excellent spot to see the sunset that's happening right behind me. And the sun will actually disappear in the mountains behind. Well, this place, 頤和園, is actually a very, very big area. But at least I managed to see some parts of the area before it's going to close at 1900 hours local time. But this is a very, very carefully protected area, and it's actually being marketed as the world's cultural heritage site. It's not something that can be missed when you go to Beijing. Do remember to share, like, and subscribe my YouTube channel so that you won't miss any important updates. For my next adventure, be home away. I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye bye.